My beautiful viewers, let me start. Just give me 1 second. Now, where is the document? There's a lot that have changed. Just give me 1 second. Paul,
Da, da, da.
I'm
Hi
gonna
there.
I'm gonna introduce you now. Just give me 1 second. I just need to go to the screen. Share my screen. Share.
Mwah.
Oh, there you are. Share. My beautiful viewers, I hope that you are going to love today's masterclass. I am so happy and it's my honor to introduce our masterclass expert for today. So, my beautiful Paul, please introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from and tell us a snippet of your masterclass for today. But when the recording goes out, I will introduce your 2 minutes and your commercial as well before the show. You are welcome.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for inviting me here today, Sanet. My name is Paul Brent, and I am an energy captivator. I am a speaker, author. I am an entertainer. I'm a dad. I am what I need to be in the moment. And that's really what I want to share here today in my masterclass. So thank you very much for inviting me to be a part of this world and for giving me this opportunity to share what it means to find your spark. And many of us go through our life looking for what should I do? Who am I? What am I? Right? And we take jobs, we do all these different things. And I'm no different than anybody else. I'm still, meaningful employed. But there's something in me that says I've got more to give and I've got a spark. I've got this thing. So how do we bring that out? And in the last little while, I've had an opportunity to reflect and bring that up. So here I am now, um, getting ready to uncap the wisdom well and share with you on how to fan your spark to a flame. That's the whole big deal here today.
Thank you. So, my beautiful viewers, I am going to stop the recording for a short while, and then you will be all invited to be part of beautiful Paul's solo show, and it's going to be about his masterclass. So, see you in a bit. So, my beautiful viewers, we are back. We are back. More ladies is going to join us. So, Paul, my beautiful Paul, it's all over to you. Thank you.
Th- Thank you so much, Sonette. And thank you, Christina, for joining us first in the door here today. Wonderful to have you with us and everybody else that's joining in. I know that technology and the worlds apart, the times that we're all in different areas, making it happen. And that's what's important is that we're all showing up, regardless of what everyone else says is on time. You're here when you're meant to be. And that's a big thing in life is just showing up, right? Sometimes we play small. Sometimes we get over enthusiastic about being somewhere and we forget where we're at. And then we go, hey, I'm just right here. And so I welcome you into my world and welcome to my master class. I'm Paul Brent, if you didn't catch that earlier on. And what I'd like to share with you today is about igniting your spark into your flame. Now, I do that a lot with a voice, and it's kind of fun. I love to do it. One of the jobs that I've had in my life, and inside, way deep inside, is this. persona, I'm going to say. Now, is it a persona or is it the real me? Because what I really love to do is promote people. I've learned so much in my life. I'm 50, almost 58 years old. And if you take that and do the math, that's one story every day. That's almost 20,000 stories of experience that I've got in my life. Now, those experiences that I've had, some have been fabulous, opinion wise or personal perspective wise. Others have been fabulous lessons. And I'm going to use that in the excitement that it is because many people would at that moment turn and go, and I've had such a drama. I've had such a horrible life. And you know what? Welcome to the game. It's called life. And this is how it goes. And when you look really, really deep at how am I representing myself? How am I showing up in the world? Is it really me? And is this the spark that I'm meant to bring? So if you're willing to play along a little bit here today, and I know you are because you've already joined in, and that's what's really cool is that just by showing up, you give me consent to have some fun. But I'm going to ask for permission as well, because I think that that's important in life is to make sure that we're all willing to be open, honest, not with just me, but with yourself. And this is going to be extremely powerful when you allow that to happen. I'll encourage you to grab a piece of paper or two or three, maybe a little booklet, because I talk really fast and lots of things come out, and you never know what's going to hit you because I'm just going. It's going to flow. I engage and I embrace with the creator, and I say, let it happen. It's going to come from you. It's going to feed from me, but we have such similarity. This is where it's going to come from. So I want to start off our moment here today, again, acknowledging I have your permission to ask questions. Give me a head nod, yes, and that you're willing to answer again, truthfully, not to me,
Yes.
because I'm not going to read any of that. I'm not going to see it. This is all you, and you don't even have to let anybody else in your house see it. This is just some quick notes to get result. Okay. Now, in finding our spark, are you ready for this? Because this is going to happen. I'm going to take just a moment. We're going to ground out here. Not ground out, but we're going to ground and we're going to bond together. Just take a nice deep breath in. And exhale it. Just feel the love that we've got inside ourselves. In again. Know that we're in the safest place ever because our friend Sanet has brought this together for us. Thank you. Know that you have chosen to be here and that you have a desire to learn more. Now join with me. I'm going to ask some questions. And what I would like you to do is immediately answer to yourself, first response only, and write it down. I'm going to reach back and I'm going to talk to you when you were a child. I would like you to remember, what was your dream? What was you, I always wanted to be? Write that down. And some people have jumped right on that. Others, they're still going, I don't really know. And that's what this is about. Now stay with that thought. What did you always want to be? We're looking here now. Now, when you had that dream and you were really eager, you were really excited, and you talked about it, and you let it flow, and you dreamed to somebody else, you were sharing that dream. Do you remember when somebody influenced you, or perhaps you yourself just went, I can't do that. This is beyond me. Who made that change for you? Was that you? Or was it someone else? Truthful answer. Now you are here today, taking this all in. I want to ask, do you still feel that dream somewhere deep inside of you? Come on, honesty. Okay, thank you. Now take a moment. You can been writing and thinking. Now you guys are writing paragraphs. I'm looking at you go. This is fabulous. This really was just point answers. It's just to get the brain to a certain place. See, we put these things away. It's like playing. When's the last time you sat down and played with a kid? No, without asking it weirdly, when's the last time you played by yourself? just did something different and relive the freedom of entertaining it and do with no result in anywhere, but just do. Yeah. Because that's what you've just uncovered for yourself was what took you into this place way back when the restrictions of life and the other people's influences weren't there. And you were free to just enjoy it. And you had imagination, that all that creativity, remember problems we used to solve and how we used to make such lovely relationships and families and the things that we did. Why did that stop? Life started to catch up to us. So in the idea of making sure that we're paying attention, because most of us, we don't lose our dreams, we just lose our connection to them. And then we get so bought into the thought that we've got to do something now, and I've got to change now to do this big job, be all impressive, all powerful, all successful, because someone else set a standard of what success means. So what's success to you? I want you to think about that as well. This is all part of it. I'm drawing out information from you because success doesn't have to be about money, fortune, fame. I thought it was at first. When I was young, I wanted to be a movie star. I wanted to be the guy that everybody saw and says, oh my God, it's Paul. No. But the older that I got, the more I'm into this. I just want people to know that I've got value, that I have integrity, that all of that stuff that I trudged through, and I'm going to say trudged because I some days had to really pick myself up out of the sludge and put one foot in front of the other, regardless of what the hell was going on. Because it's always up to me. And this is where it comes in. Everything is up to me. I'm going to use those words. I'll say me. However, in conversation, the speaking, lots of people get upset when I talk about me, I. So I've learned that I can now say, well, you need to, and you have to. However, when I start talking about you, then you start to take offense and go, well, what do you know about me? Absolutely nothing. And that's what I think is so valuable in all of this. You're learning to let your spark go, is that we don't know anything about each other. And you have words that set you off. They call them triggers. Triggers based on your past, your experiences and events that you've lived through. Now, those words that you call a trigger, how many can you write down for me right now? Quick. At least give me 3 trigger words, things that really set you ablaze and I mean, piss you off, make you want to say something, make you want to react somehow. Okay, now that you've identified those triggers, here's a hard truth I'm going to hit you with. Those are buttons. And I can push your buttons if I know what your triggers are. I can play you like a piano. But also, now I'm going to empower you. Because now that you've identified those buttons, you have the ability to disconnect the wiring. You choose every single time whether you react this way or that way. It's going to be based on the situation that you're in and how much control you've got of yourself at that time. I know, again, here we are talking about emotions because emotions run us. And this is really crazy. We're going to tag everything in our life with an emotion. All those experiences, all those lessons that you went through, were they good or were they bad? How do you want to handle it? And because I can look back on life, myself personally right now, and go, those were just lessons. At the time, it was all so raw, and I felt hurt. I felt rejected. I felt humiliated. I felt less. But now I feel empowered because you haven't been through my life. You have no idea what it took. And I'm so proud of myself to be here and willing. I'll talk about darn near anything, and I'll scare you sometimes because it's going to be that open. But that's how truth is. That's what real, genuine conversation is supposed to be like. However, I've also learned I've got to keep my mouth shut. Because if I tell you too much, you're going to take it and run with it. And you might tell somebody that doesn't need to know this stuff. And they have an ulterior motive. So we get very guarded on how we communicate with each other. And that's a key part of this introspection, reflection. So we're really moving through the concept of finding your spark. First, you had to identify it. And then you had to look back into your life and realize that there was so much stuff going on that hid that spark. That you started adapting the real who you are to fit in, to camouflage, to blend, to be accepted, to find that piece of love that you felt for some reason you didn't get before, but now you're going to go out and seek it wherever you can. I used a phrase once when I was talking with a friend of mine, blunt as it is: women give sex for love and men give love for sex. Sex is sex and love is love. Why do you confuse the two? And why do they play such a part in each other? Because sex is supposed to be this intimacy thing that when we get involved in a deep relationship, that's the deepest part of giving and sharing and bonding with each other. But when we give it away freely, it's a piece of our pride. It's a piece of our who are we. And there's two sides to that coin. Men are different than women are. When we give, we can walk away. When you receive, you carry. If that makes any sense. And so there's a huge input output that happens there. And I've through different medical studies or theoretical conversations, that stays with us for life. That exchange that we had, was it good? Was it bad? Now we're going to play all that, and then we're going to knock ourselves down. I shouldn't have done that this way, that way, whatever. Do I honor it? I remember my first time. Did I get married? Okay, so just dealing with people in that relationship, and I had to go that fast because really that's what we seek is love and acceptance. Everywhere and everything that we do is based around that concept, love and acceptance. That's what builds community. That's what builds family. That's what builds lasting friendship, and that's what builds this whole world. And when we all get on that same page, man, watch what we're going to do. Let's talk about moving mountains, because we can move a mountain a piece at a time. Remember, we don't have to move that whole great big thing, because it's not about the thing. It's about the structure that we would need to have in place to be able to lift it and move it. And we couldn't all get a grip on it at one time, but we can all take a little piece and carry it with us, move and put it somewhere else. How did those ancient builders build things? Piece at a time. And they had everybody on the same page because they took time to have conversations. And these conversations sometimes mean that we have to be willing to say, you know what, my perspective may not be the one that needs to be followed right now. And that could be hard, especially when you think you know stuff. Hey, I know stuff. I really do. I've shared it with you. And I've got background in construction, sales, management. Where do you want to go? I believe in taking a job because if there's something I want to know about it, then I'll take the job to learn that. And then when I've learned it, I'll move on to something else. Life lessons. How can we've had so many jobs? Because I wanted experience. Were you not employable? Do you want a great employee? Hire me. I'll show you what a great employee is like. I'll pretend it's my company. And I'll work myself to death for you. Unfortunately, that's something I've had to overcome in this last several years. People pleasing and giving away what wasn't mine to give away to them. You've run it. And to get over the idea that my opinion was so powerful and so much that I knew it right. And this is what has to happen. If you don't do it my way, then we have a problem. And that attitude wasn't team building. So how do you build a team? Learn from example, learn from experience, and lead from where you're at. If you want something to go a certain way, you have to show people how to do it. No expectation, because I've also learned in life that if I expect something, I'm going to be disappointed. Why? Because the level of expectation, my lens, my perspective that I look through is different than yours. What is the level of perfection you talk about? Because I could build this thing. See that thing there behind me? I didn't build it, but it's perfect. But you can't see it my way. You're looking through your own glasses, your own lenses, and they're different colors now too. I'm just seeing this. And this is how I am. I am an opportune-based teacher and learner. So if it touches my eyes, it becomes my business. If it touches my ears, it's my business. And this is why I'm always willing to grow and build. Everything that happened in my past is simply a lesson. I've judged myself harder than any other person will ever judge me. And I know that I am as equal to you as you are to me. And should you think you are high and mighty and want to sit in that seat of judgment, be prepared to get that legs kicked out from underneath you. Because that's what we really battle against in life. And so as we look back at all of these experiences, this is like step 2 of our process here. Step 1 was realizing where is your spark? What was it that you wanted to have? Step 2 is looking back on all of this stuff we call I'm going to say BS. Some of you know what the BS is that we tell ourselves. That's your basic story. Your basic story is the one that you repeat to yourself about how you got stuck in this trap and how you can't do anything because there's no way around it and nobody's going to help me. And then, well, as long as you keep telling yourself that story, that's what you're going to keep coming up with. That's the law of attraction all wrapped up in a nutshell. The power of words, accountability, you name it. Let's talk. I've got a forte of programs I can talk about. I've got books that I've read. I've been to seminars. I've spent thousands of dollars traveling around learning things. But until you apply it, it means nothing. Knowledge is power, they say. Knowledge is simply knowledge. Applied knowledge is powerful. How you choose to use that power becomes the real kick in all of it. Because as soon as I start to play power dynamics where I'm better, bigger, more powerful than you, I've already lost. Because what gives me the most power is taking every little, I'm going to go back to a movie reference. There's a million ants out there. If they think that they got all together in one group, we're going to be overpowered. And when all of us little ants learn that we are the ones with the true power, we are created in his image or her image, whichever way you want to talk about the deities. That means you have the power of God in you. You have the power of creation. Do not deny it. It is not egotistical, but it is egotistical to think that you're a god. Ding. That one hit, didn't it? I just saw that completely land. And that is something that I've carried in my life ever since I gave up becoming a pastor. Because I looked into this world of religions, and everybody was, our house is better than yours, and this is this, and this is the way you have to worship to get to the Creator. Well, you know what? As long as our goal is to get to the Creator, why can't we just bypass all the BS in between and say, my friend, welcome. Let us share openly, honestly, and not have any ill intent or desire to hurt. Because again, that's where it all starts, is my desire to be better than you, to find some way to pick it apart and have some superiority, inferiority complex building mechanism in there. And if I've learned anything, is that I have so much to learn from you. And I'm willing to sit here and listen. And I'm even open enough to hear you to the depths of you. And you know what? If you share, I'm going to go back to what Natalie said earlier on in a different conversation we were having, that if you're willing to share to the depths of your integrity and you show up genuine, authentic, there's a bond in there. And that truth starts to flow. And when I feel the truth with no deception, I feel empowered that I'm finally heard. And when I'm finally heard, you have no idea sometimes what that means to the heart. What that means to all that baggage that you've been towing along. And it's not that it's in a hurtful way. You see it developing because it's just the way I carry. I love life. My mother, 2 years ago, she was out here at my farm. We were going for a walk. And she just looked at me, she stopped and turned and said, Paul, I've known you all your life. And the things that you've gone through, I'm so amazed. And I can't even put it into words of how you are so resilient and how you've been able to always, always hold your head up and continue to walk, regardless of what it was. And you know, We all make silly choices. Why do we do it? In my upcoming book that I'm put together was one of the questions. Why do we do these things that we do? My mom would ask me when I get in trouble, I get caught doing stuff as a kid, right? You face the truth. Why did you do that? I don't know. Did you know? No, actually, I didn't. I knew better, perhaps would be the right answer, but I didn't know why until I started to introspect and take it in and go back and look for these reasons and then really ask myself, how many times did I do this? Where's this pattern showing up? Because it's a pattern. If it's more than once, it's a pattern. Truthfully, okay, 3 times make it a significant pattern. 6 times makes it a undeniable pattern. What do you need to talk about levels of sin? I mean, sin is sin is sin is sin. Why do you want to say one is worse than the other? And don't tell me you've never lied. See how equal we are. But yet we carry all these things along that just keep us held back, keep us weighed down because maybe it wasn't even said directly to us. Maybe we just overheard it from another conversation that got us thinking about our own life and how we had one of these things happen. And then we put that piece of thought into our own lens, played it out, came up with some weird scenario in our head and went, that's why. And it has absolutely no bearing, no grounded truth, nothing, except we absorb something from an outside conversation. And then we're going to tag an emotion onto it because, boy, I feel bad. Boy, I feel stupid. Boy, I feel, and we use the hardest damning words to ourselves. And how do you get that forgiveness? You're going to go see some priest somewhere and offer a whole bunch of money, light a candle, piece of incense, pray 30,000 times? What's going to give you resolve? What's going to actually, yeah, you're going to kowtow or what? I don't know. Really, only you can forgive yourself. And when we look back into the power that God is there, it's internalization and acknowledging, yeah, I did shit. I'm sorry. And I don't have to have you apologize. Sorry. No, I'm using that as an example of, and I will apologize because it slips, but it's real language. And if nobody can accept that, I do know public speaking, there's several words we should not throw out there without, unless you want to make a real impact, because then I got your attention. And I know those words. I've used a couple of them once upon a time. Got my mouth washed out with soap several times because of them too. And I really love that gum that's called Thrills. I don't know if you get it anywhere else out in the world, but it's a little purple gum. It's the one that tastes like soap. True. It's a hilarious, but it's an addiction thing almost. Why? Because maybe it took me back to when I was a kid. I got caught. I had some gum. Okay. Anyways, back on topic here. The idea that we've got so much stuff that comes up and this is life. It just happens. And if you're being true, authentic in the moment, see what happens? It just becomes this whole new thing. But I'm still grounded enough to know that where we were going, what we were doing is so powerful that we can set it aside, come back to it, set it aside, come back to it, set it aside, come back to it, because we've built that foundation already. And I thank you so much for being open and willing to join in the conversations. I've been seeing notes, and if you're joining us now, thank you. Get yourself a pen and paper because it's just coming. Of course, you can always watch the video replay at some point in time. Sign up, become a subscriber to the network, sponsor, do whatever. This is your opportunity to do more. I'm reaching out, and I was even asked to, because this is what it means to me to be a part of this family. And to know that when I start to talk like I am, that you know that it's coming from my past and that I'm bringing all these things up and it's a spur of the moment. If it hits my brain front part, out it comes. Can I take it back? No, I can't take back 5 seconds ago. Can I use it right now? Absolutely. Will it impact the future? Possibly, but I'm not going to play the possibly game because that takes away the power of now. And that is huge. This moment right here, right now, is all we have. All of creation was a moment. All of destruction is a moment. That fast, it's gone. that fast it created. Your mothers, fathers, let's talk about how fast creation happens, right? And again, it's just a reference point. So when I get to think about my life and I reflect into it, and I realize that everything that I've ever wanted to do, I've had the ability to do, I've got the knowledge to do it because I've searched it out throughout my life. Anything that caused curiosity, I wanted to know more. I ask questions. And I will encourage you to ask questions because that's how we get answers. Just ask the right questions. Be direct with your questions. If you want to know something, ask the question. Don't beat around the bush and expect me to figure out what you're talking about. Because I've got a wild imagination, and I can take that probably where you didn't think it was going to go. So be direct with your questioning. Be direct with your answers. Say what you mean what you say. Choose to be kind when you say it. Usually I say that, mean what you say what you mean, just don't be mean when you say it. Because it all kind of fits together. I've been playing with how do you phrase that with positive words as opposed to don't, nots, and no's. Those are very limiting. How many times have we used don't, not, no in our lives that stop everything right then and there? There's creation just came to a halt because of something as simple as one word. Words have power. Let's talk about spelling, spell casting. We've had our language twisted and manipulated around us so much. Sanet, I'm so proud of you to know that you speak multiple languages and that English, believe it or not, is not her first language. And yet here she is hosting a platform where all of us are in this realm. So like to know that there's a time for us to translate, that we need to give that time to other people, to even to understand the language that I'm speaking to you right now. Because these may not be words that you have heard before, or even with the openness or the directness that I'm using. And I wish I had several hours to talk with you, because the more I talk, the more I get going, the deeper it gets. But I'm very limited in this master class, because life is mastery for life. So we've gone from recognizing where our spark is, what dreams, and that was just a quick to get you thinking. You can always go back and do this exercise again. Seriously, ground yourself, thinking. And it's that first response, write it down. First response, write it down. Don't wait for 5 seconds. Because the more you think about it, the more you're going to lie to yourself, the more you're going to tell the stories that, well, that's not really the truth, and this isn't really what I really wanted. Bullshit. I'm going to say that one out loud right now. Because your first response is your genuine, honest answer to yourself. And it's in your head. Think about it. So I get that. What's my spark? Well, okay, but I couldn't do it because why? So second step was to learn how to introspect, look back on your life, recognize the patterns. Recognize those words that you heard, that you've used, that triggered you. Remember that trigger in the button? Because we don't have those anymore. I've even taught you how to disconnect that wire. And it could be a big machete swipe, done, ha-ha! Or it could just be a simple little surgery. Doesn't have to be a grand thing. Just know that your button's disconnected, and I can hold you accountable to that because you're in this conversation. I've got video proof. And that button truly no longer exists unless you choose to activate it from this moment forward. You no longer have that as an excuse. Truth, accountability. Thanks, Natalie. I value your support here today. I'm feeling very empowered because of the people that I see on my screen who are holding me personally accountable to stay on track, as well as give with all full integrity. So, aside from taking all those words and knowing that what I'm sharing with you is from the bottom of my heart, that I only want love for you and the success that you've dreamed about in your life. If it's financially, then look for what's the path you need to have. Do you need to save some money? Do you really need that Starbucks coffee? We could talk about that. That comes up in other programs. the choices we make. That's what it comes down to. Now, my choice, always in life. I don't like the situation I'm in. I can choose to leave. I can choose to modify. I become that accommodator, the people live a life that says, yeah, this is me. But maybe it comes to a point in, excuse me, in the growth process. Now, I'm not sure about women, but I can speak from a man's perspective. I mean, I know lots about women, don't take me wrong. Sorry, a quick book I'm going to put out at some point in time is I've walked a mile in her shoes. Thank God they weren't heels. I was primal caregiver for my twin boys. 10 months I stayed home, primary care, looked after them while my wife went back to work. Shortly thereafter, my wife was involved in a motor vehicle accident, shattered her left arm, broke her right wrist. So I became caregiver for her, and I learned a lot about taking care of a woman. And so there's so much. But anyways, back to the original. I don't know much about how things are from your perspectives, but I do know that a truth when spoken from the heart, and that when we can say that I need you and I appreciate what you bring to my life, and there are things that you can do that I am totally unable to do, it's a miracle. Thank you. And having that being said, bringing it back to all those lessons of my life is being able to look at all of those things and saying thank you for every lesson, every piece of knowledge that I've gleaned. I'm not saying it was bad, because I could share those stories that would make you cringe. I understand the backhand. I know how far away you have to stand from a person, because this is my space. It is your space. Let's dance. Right? That my words hurt more than sometimes the physical. And a word spoken can never be taken back. But I can beg for forgiveness. And if you're not going to give it to me, that's okay too. I respect that. I would hope that you would be willing enough to forgive, because that's just holding you back. I'm not asking you to forget it. I'm never going to forget it either. Yes, words are definitely mightier than the fists. And right, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words won't ever hurt me. What a bull crap that was we were taught. Right? But we played these things over and over. Whatever you say bounces off. I'm rubber, you're glue. But in the back of my mind, it sat there. It's like flypaper. And that old crusty fly was there, and I looked at it 100,000 times. Probably even tried to pull a wing off. Will you still fly? No, now you're a walk. Anyways, weird stuff. Being able to look at your life and say, hey, I've carried all this. I'm done with it. Forgiveness, asking for forgiveness. This is into our step 3. How do I grow from here on? Knowing that if I've disconnected the buttons that I've carried, excuse me, if I have acknowledged where I've come from with gratitude rather than with dismay. Because every super great success story talks about where they came from and how they overcame those hurdles and how they are who they are today because they made choices. And it's the choice. That's what it all comes down to. So in you choosing to be here, you choosing to be part of all of this, you have been empowered by your choices to grow. You've rekindled where your dream was at. Natalie, I love you. Thank you. I'm seeing impact, emotions have hit. I carry this deeply. To know that my words have impacted another's soul. See how easy that is? But to truthfully, genuinely acknowledge it. There's no shame. There was love. Because that means we have connected at a level that I hope the rest of you see. And we'll join in on. Because it's not about us, it's about you. And this whole platform, this whole context, putting all of this together to find your spark. That thing that gave you life, that thing that makes you dream. You lay in bed at night going, oh, there's got to be more than this. Well, maybe that's because you're looking at things the wrong way. We're gonna change our wording just a slight touch here. How many of you have to go to work to pay your bills? Go on, come on, show me. Show me if you have to go to work. Do you have to, or do you get to? Yeah, there's people out there that have bills to pay that don't have a job, and they sure wish they could get to go to work, not because they have to, but because they could get to. Everything in our life is just a perspective. So I got to be here today, and it's been an honor to be able to speak with you and to be able to share the depths of where I come from in ideas of acknowledging first your dreams. And we went right back to your childhood dream and said, hey, what do I want to do? And that's anywhere in life right now. So what do you want to do? Let's have talk law of attraction real fast, encapsulate it all together, because this is really what I am and who I am and what I teach. What do you want from your life? Because the words you tell yourself, the words you use, the words you listen to, all those outside influences are going to impact you. Those words become your thoughts. And when you sit there and replay those thoughts, you'll dement them, you'll torture yourself, you'll twist them, you'll make yourself out to be the hero, you'll make yourself out to be the villain, you'll play every story you can. Why? All you're doing is empowering the thought. So if you're playing all the rest of them, you're missing out on the power of now for the one thought you really want to work with. So take all those words, put them into whatever sentence you need to have to create the right thought, to give you the right energy. Because when you've got that right energy, that's what we're after. Now, I'm not talking positive energy. Yay, sunshine, I lift you up and I support you positive. I'm talking about true belief from your heart. It's not what's in your head. It's got to be in alignment with what's in your head to your heart, but it's what's broadcast from your heart to the universe that it's going to bring to you. Because again, you're going to lie to yourself. This is what I want. Yeah, but I can't do that. You'll tell it in your head. You'll put up that, what are those little sticky notes you stick on your mirror in the morning that, yeah, I can do this. I can't remember the term of it off the top of my head, but you stick them up there and you talk about, I am the most fit guy in the world. And then you step back and go, yeah, but you're 60 pounds overweight. Look at you, right? So instantly you went from this positive motivational thought to, yeah, doubt. Stop that. Stay in this moment here right now. Again, you've got that power. Affirmations, thank you. We've got this power to be in the moment. We're not 5 seconds ago. We're not 5 seconds from now. We're now. And this positive, this real energy is, again, it's coming from love, because I just want to share, and I'm going to go over time if I'm not careful. This is so much to share, because I love being able to share this cool stuff with you that most people don't want to talk about. 4 minutes. So we've discovered how to tap back and look at a dream, our dream. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? We've been able to now reflect back on our entire lifespan, find moments when we have those dreams, or if it was a new job or some other adventure we were going to go on to, but we started listening to the other stuff around us, which corrupted our processing and our thinking. So we changed our words to accommodate, which changed our thoughts. And that thought then changed our energy, and look at the results we're getting. So if you truly want to have an impact on your own life, bring things forward, and wrapping this all up into the conclusion of grabbing your spark. We've been fanning it. We've been giving you all the information that you need now. Let's just go. Come on, blow with me. Blow on your flame. We're blowing on those embers. We're going to make that happen. I hope you're bringing it towards yourself. Don't blow my flame. Blow your flame. There you go. Oh, you're on fire, girl. You're making this thing happen. The power of now. Everything happens now. So I choose my words with intention. Wrap myself up in love, accountability, appreciation, recognition for myself and for all of those magnificent people who have shared with me openly that I've been able to learn from. I take all that energy, wrap it up into this belief, and I say to the universe, this is what I want. Please bring it to me. I will look for the signs. And that's the biggest key, is look for the signs. Because if you get caught back up in the game, chasing after all that other stuff again, you're going to miss the opportunities. I joined into a meeting here this morning with Sanet. Just, I got to say, this is being aware, opportunities and signs. The total motivation to make sure that what I was offered today, right now, was going to be the absolute best that I could give came from being a moment with you prior to all this. And Natalie, that conversation that we had earlier on. You women empower me to be a better man. And I think that more men need to be involved in stuff like this so that we can at least have the conversation about what it does it mean to be part of this world that needs to grow together. I'm not going to define what it means to be a man because my opinion on that is mine. And just know that I'm going to walk here strong in integrity, knowing that my two boys are going to be strong men and that they are okay with being unique as I'm unique and I like to be able to be who I am. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, Sanet. Thank you for those of you that joined us live here on the broadcast. For those of you that are seeing this outside, just as the spectators, for those of you that are watching this later on, I am full of gratitude that you have found us. And please know that we are your tribe and we love to have you with us.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, my beautiful Paul. I loved everything. I loved the laughter. I loved the sunglasses, ladies. Thank you. My beautiful viewers, thank you so much for being here. We're going to quickly do ask Christiana and Natalie how they are feeling. And we're going to ask Paul how he is feeling, giving us these masterpiece or his masterclass. Sorry, Natalie, it was something else I was thinking of. His masterclass. And then my beautiful viewers, we will be saying goodbye, but us will still be on screen. So my beautiful Christiana, how are you feeling?
Wow, I must say, Paul, I've been like feeling so fatigued today. This is the most energy I've had all day, the most excitement I felt all day. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I love how you say here. I popped in the chat because I've been saying that in the daily crumb that I do, that we're never there. Stop trying to get there because we're always here. So when you get there, you say, I'm here. So we're never actually there.
Right.
So why do we keep trying to get there?
Oh,
Let's just be here.
Oh,
it's like, and who are they?
Hey, exactly. Who the heck are they anyways?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So my beautiful Christiana, of everything Paul said, is there one particular sentence or one particular thing that really grabbed your attention that you actually made a circle so I will remember forever?
There is this I loved when you said we don't lose our dreams, we just lose our connection to them.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I also love when you said only you can forgive yourself. If that's self-forgiveness, then yeah, that's totally like just plain only you can forgive yourself. So yeah, and I think that's what means the most too, because we're not going to let any of that in unless we're allowing that for ourselves first. It all begins within.
Secret key right there. You got it.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you, Christiana. My beautiful Natalie, how are you feeling? And is there a particular word or sentence that really, really touched your heart?
That was, there's an emotional breakthrough in there around the past impacting my purpose now. It was very clear. And that's when I cried. But the particular, and thank you, the particular sentence that really strikes me right now is you can move a mountain a piece at a time. And that's how the big visions are done, moment by moment, step by step. But I've never heard that analogy quite that way. And it's personal to me. That's a very personal It's a scripture. We can move mountains. Yeah. Thank you.
I love it. So for me, I love love and acceptance creates relationship, friendship, a community. That was one. And then I actually encircled it, and I don't know if you will be able to see it here. It is the choice. Just waking up every day, making the choice to have an amazing day, a good day, or a bad day, it's your choice. I love it. So, my beautiful Paul, how are you feeling delivering such an amazing, powerful, and Christiana, I love the flames. I didn't know what you did with your hands, but I know your machine can do that. How do you feel delivering this beautiful master class for us?
Well, to put it no other way, this has been a day that has brought me from the shadows into the forefront, and that I have embraced this opportunity to be all I can be because of the people that are here for me. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for the opportunity, for the shares back. Full. This has been my day. Last night I went to bed thinking about it. I was waking up before my alarm thinking about it. How was it going to go? I'm in my addition. I did have to shovel snow to get into my workspace here this morning, make sure everything was turned on. So I put a fire in and I'm out here. That's when I got that notification, and I jumped in, and it's all just grown from there. How am I? I'm over the moon. I'm full. I'm going to have to rest because this has been so much joy and energy flowing into me that I haven't received in so long. And I'm thankful. That's what I am.
Thank you. Thank you, my beautiful Paul, my beautiful viewers. I know that you're going to love this amazing, amazing masterclass. Please look down below in the show note. Beautiful Paul has a gift for you as well. And also, you are welcome to do the replay as well. On E360, remember the replay is for 3 months. But you always can, I have a link to the show on my YouTube channel, and it will be there forever. Okay, and then my beautiful viewers, please, there will be some extra videos I will be sending out to you as well. Christiana and Natalie, if you can do a testimonial, and I don't have my cell phone in front of me like this in portrait, I will also exactly thank you. Make sure that you will be getting it. And Paul, if you can do a testimonial less than 55 seconds to say in portrait, how did you feel doing this? My beautiful viewers, that will also be sent. No, that way, that way, that way, that way, that it will also be sent out on E360, and you will also be able to look at it. So from us, we want to wish you all an amazing day. Please look after yourself. And remember, your spark of your light and my beautiful help me is in your own hands.
Yes. Right there.
Mwah!